I run a company based in the UK and LA called the Film Festival Doctor, and I work in the area of film distribution. So what we do is we place our clients' films in the right film festivals around the world, and also help the films get the right sales agent to sell the film and press coverage around the world. So it's a very kind of comprehensive service to get your film seen and the right exposure.
I actually think that a lot of people forget about the distribution part when they're making a film. And is that kind of something that which made you go into this, or how did you initially want to get into this?
Not everybody, but a lot of people do forget that. They can be so caught up in the moment, like, making the movie and the excitement, the creative process being so cool. But then actually in the end, it's like, have we got any money to do any festivals and getting it out there in cinema release? Because that's expensive. But the good thing to do is to plan ahead early as possible. And I found the gap in the market was by working in film festivals. So I was working at a festival in Wales called the Abertoir Horror Festival. And it was a distraction from my PhD at the time. That actually became then my full-time career was in film festivals. And there was a gap in the market, but there was actually no company offering this important, as you say, knowledge and support that was missing. So PR companies obviously, they help to a degree with press, but they don't really focus on festivals or sales. And I thought, right, I want to help these people follow their dreams and not give up and support them, because people were on the edge of giving up. They were like, there's nobody here and don't know what to do with it, just check it out, hope for the best, see what happens. We made it, so someone will want it. It was a little bit vague and ambiguous. I thought, right, let's get focused and strategized and streamlined to get your results that you want and all the effort you put into the film to get the most out of it.
It's such an important thing, and I think even now just raising awareness of the fact that if someone out there is making a film right now, they need to think about this in advance, because I don't think a lot of people talk about it. So when did you actually start the company then?
The company began in 2011, so it became very small. It was just me and my laptop back when I was in Wales. Then I moved around 2011, later on that year, after I finished the whole PhD, to London. And I live in Essex, but in London, and then began there just building it up, hard graft to get it more established, because it was nothing. Nobody was really doing that at the time. There are some companies who are similar to me around the world, but there's a very small niche of us. There's not many of us, not like as many, hairdressers, and there are festival doctors. So it's still a niche, but it's a very important niche that we're working. And now I'm based in Essex and also have an office in London.
You said it's also in LA, so is it kind of anyone who is making a film in the UK or in LA? Is that the kind of main thing?
Yeah. So I have staff in LA. I got 2 girls who work for me in LA, and we got a base there. And we do have quite a few films from LA that we do work on, but our predominant markets are obviously UK, where I live. I get all the business, but also we are the South African festival doctor, I suppose you could say, because we have a massive client base in South Africa, and we worked on films that have got into big festivals from South Africa around the world. They've won SAFTA awards, so it's like the BAFTAs but in South Africa. Simon Sabella Awards, which is like the Critics' Choice Awards in South Africa, and one of the films were shortlisted for the Oscar entry for South Africa last year. So best of the best, and we love nurturing them and helping them all over the world.
Wow, that's such an amazing thing, and it's something that I hadn't even really thought about. So what kind of advice do you give to people then once they come to you? Do you select the festivals which they should apply for, or do they still apply for them themselves?
Yeah, so we can offer services where we create your strategy for you. So you give you the tools box and the plan to get in the right festivals around the world. But we also offer a service where we do that for you on your behalf. So obviously the prices vary, whatever you want. But either way, you'll get your film into the right festivals with us as a consultant or your manager. In terms of the film, when I tell you where, obviously everything's bespoke, because every film is different. Not if it's a short or feature, but more like the content. The story could be for a certain niche, or it could be more general. Every film's different. Every film's got a different angle. There's always a way to find it into the right festival home for the film.
And do you take on documentary films, or is it feature films? Is it shorts? Can anyone just submit? And also music videos and things, do you look at them as well, or is it just like a certain type?
All of those. Yeah, so they're all tick all the above. We do work with a lot of feature films, and we're currently representing right now George Michael Freedom, the director's cut, which is doing the festival circuit before it gets released in cinemas later in the year or next year. So that's doing really well.
Well, this sounds like a really cool job. Definitely something which I think needs to be heard, needs to be thought about for a lot of people. So thank you so much for talking to me today.